Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we are diving into something truly incredible, something that most people see every single day but never really think about. I am talking about the giant, powerful machines that literally build the world around us. Every road you drive on, every building you live or work in, every bridge you cross, every tunnel you pass through, none of it would exist without these incredible machines. Today we are going to explore the 8 most important construction vehicles in the entire world. We will find out exactly what each one does, how it works, where it is used, and some absolutely mind-blowing facts that will change the way you look at construction forever. And trust me, stick around till number 8 because that one is going to genuinely surprise you. Let's get into it. The excavator. If there is one machine that represents construction more than anything else, it is the excavator. You have seen it everywhere. That big yellow machine with a long arm and a bucket at the end, sitting on a construction site doing all the heavy digging work. But let's understand exactly how it works. An excavator has 3 main parts: the undercarriage, which helps it move and rotate, the house, which is the main body that can spin 360 degrees, and the boom arm, which is the long mechanical arm with a bucket attached at the end. This combination makes the excavator one of the most versatile machines ever built. So what exactly does it do? First and most obviously, it digs. It digs trenches for pipes and cables underground. It digs deep holes and foundations for buildings to stand on. Without a strong foundation dug by an excavator, no skyscraper or building could ever stand safely. But that is just the beginning. Excavators can also break rocks and smash through hard ground using a special attachment called a hydraulic breaker instead of a bucket. They can demolish old buildings, tearing them apart piece by piece. Some excavators are fitted with special sealed cabs and can even work completely underwater, used for dredging rivers, building bridge foundations, and cleaning up underwater construction sites. Where is it used? Everywhere. Road construction, building foundations, dam construction, mining operations, disaster relief after earthquakes and floods. Excavators are among the first machines deployed to clear rubble and find survivors. Mind-blowing fact. A highly skilled excavator operator can control the machine with such incredible precision that they can pick up a single coin from the ground without scratching it. That level of control using a machine that weighs tens of thousands of kilograms is absolutely extraordinary. The excavator is without question the king of the construction site. Number 2. The bulldozer. Before any construction project can begin, the land needs to be prepared. Trees need to come down, rocks need to move, old structures need to be cleared away, and for all of that, you need a bulldozer. The bulldozer is one of the most powerful land-clearing machines ever invented. It moves on steel tracks instead of wheels, which gives it incredible grip on rough, uneven, muddy terrain. At the front, it has a massive flat steel blade that can be raised, lowered, and angled depending on the job. At the back, many bulldozers also have a ripper, a sharp claw-like attachment that tears into hard-packed ground and rock. What does it do? It clears land, removing trees, boulders, old foundations, and any other obstacles before construction begins. It moves enormous volumes of soil, pushing it from areas where it is not needed to areas where it is. It grades and levels ground, creating a flat, stable surface ready for building. And with its ripper attachment, it can break through ground that is too hard even for excavators to dig easily. Where is it used? Highway and motorway construction requires bulldozers to clear and level miles of land. Airport runways need perfectly level ground, and bulldozers play a huge role in preparing it. Large housing developments start with bulldozers clearing entire fields. Mining companies use bulldozers constantly to manage waste rock, and militaries around the world use armored bulldozers for engineering operations. History fact: during World War II, the bulldozer became a war hero. American military engineers used bulldozers to carve airstrips out of jungle terrain in the Pacific, sometimes in just 24 to 48 hours, all while under enemy fire. Bulldozer operators were considered some of the bravest people in the entire military. The bulldozer is the ultimate machine for taming raw land. Number 3, the crane. Stand in any major city and look up. Chances are you will see at least one crane standing tall above the skyline. Cranes are the giants of the construction world, and they make vertical construction possible. Without cranes, buildings could only be as tall as workers could carry materials by hand. Cranes changed everything. They allowed humans to build higher and higher, all the way to the incredible skyscrapers we have today. There are many types of cranes. Tower cranes attach to the building itself and grow taller as the building grows. These are the ones you see on skyscraper sites. Mobile cranes are mounted on trucks and can be driven to different locations. Crawler cranes move on tracks and are used for very heavy lifts. And floating cranes are mounted on boats for marine construction work. What does it do? A crane lifts extremely heavy materials, steel beams, concrete panels, glass walls, mechanical equipment, and places them precisely where they are needed, often hundreds of meters above the ground. Some of the most powerful cranes in the world can lift more than 20,000 tons in a single lift. To put that in perspective, that is heavier than 3 fully loaded aircraft carriers. Where is it used? Skyscraper and high-rise construction. Bridge-building cranes lift the massive steel and concrete sections of bridges into place. Shipping ports, massive cranes called ship-to-shore. Cranes load and unload thousands of containers every single day. Oil rigs, offshore cranes lift equipment onto drilling platforms in the middle of the ocean. Amazing fact. When the Burj Khalifa was being built in Dubai, currently the tallest building in the world, the cranes used during construction were so tall that they themselves were taller than most buildings on Earth. Engineers had to specially design cranes that could handle the extreme heights and winds at the top of the building. Without cranes, our modern skylines simply would not exist. Number 4, the dump truck. Here is a simple truth about construction. For every ton of material you need to bring in, there is often just as much material you need to take away. Soil, rocks, debris, old concrete, mining waste, all of it needs to go somewhere, and that is the dump truck's job. The dump truck is the workhorse of construction and mining. It is simple in design, but absolutely essential in function. The truck has a large open bed at the back that is mounted on hydraulic pistons. When the load needs to be released, the pistons raise the front of the bed, and everything slides out from the back, dumped quickly, cleanly, and efficiently. What does it do? It transports massive quantities of loose material. Soil, sand, gravel, rocks, crushed stone, mining ore, demolition waste from one location to another. It dumps the load at the destination by tilting its bed. It keeps construction sites clean and operational by constantly removing waste material. And in mining operations, it is the primary vehicle for moving ore from the mine to the processing facility. Where is it used? Open pit mines, where thousands of tons of rock are moved every single day. Road construction projects, where gravel and asphalt base material needs to be delivered. Building construction sites for removing excavated soil. Quarries. Demolition sites. And large infrastructure projects like dams, tunnels, and bridges. Incredible fact. The largest dump truck ever built is the Belaz 75710, manufactured in Belarus. This machine can carry a staggering 450 tons in a single load. It is so enormous that its tires alone stand 4 meters tall, taller than most rooms in your house. The whole truck weighs over 800 tons when fully loaded. Standing next to one makes a normal person look like an ant. The dump truck is the unsung workhorse that keeps every project moving. Number 5, the concrete mixer. Concrete is quite literally the foundation of modern civilization. It is the most widely used construction material on Earth. More concrete is used every year than any other manufactured material in human history. And the machine that makes concrete delivery possible is the concrete mixer truck. The concrete mixer truck carries a large rotating drum on its back. Inside this drum, cement, sand, gravel, and water are combined and continuously mixed as the truck drives to the construction site. The drum rotates in one direction to mix the concrete and in the opposite direction to pour it out. What does it do? It mixes concrete ingredients together in the correct proportions to create strong, durable concrete. It keeps the concrete in a fluid, workable state during transport by continuously rotating the drum. It delivers the fresh concrete directly to the construction site, and it pours the concrete precisely either directly into forms and foundations or through a separate pump system that can send concrete hundreds of meters away. Where is it used? Building foundations. Every building starts with a concrete foundation poured by mixer trucks. Roads and highways, bridges, tunnels, dams, airport runways, skyscrapers. Basically anywhere that concrete is needed, which is almost everywhere. Critical fact: concrete has a very strict time limit. Once water is added and mixing begins, the concrete must be poured and placed within approximately 90 minutes. After that, it starts to harden and becomes unusable. This is why you always see concrete mixer trucks driving as fast as safely possible. They are literally racing against time. If they are stuck in traffic too long, an entire load of concrete worth thousands of dollars becomes completely worthless. Without the concrete mixer truck, the pace of modern construction would slow to almost nothing. Number 6, the forklift. Not every hero wears a cape, and not every essential machine needs to be enormous. The forklift is proof of that. Compact, nimble, and incredibly practical, the forklift is one of the most important vehicles in both construction and industry. The forklift has two metal prongs called forks attached to the front. These forks slide underneath pallets, crates, and loads. A hydraulic system then raises the forks and everything on them off the ground. The operator can then drive the load to wherever it needs to go and either place it on the ground or stack it on shelving high above. What does it do? It lifts and moves heavy loads that would take many workers hours to move manually. It stacks materials and products in high storage areas, maximizing vertical space in warehouses and on construction sites. It loads and unloads delivery trucks quickly and efficiently, and it organizes construction sites, keeping materials sorted, accessible, and in the right place at the right time. Where is it used? Construction sites for moving building materials like bricks, steel, timber, and tiles, warehouses for storing and retrieving products, factories for moving components along production lines, shipping yards for handling cargo containers, and even large supermarkets and retail stores where stock needs to be moved from delivery trucks to storage areas. Fascinating fact: the basic design of the forklift has remained almost completely unchanged since it was first developed in the 1920s. Over 100 years later, engineers have added electric motors, better safety systems, and improved controls, but the fundamental concept of two forks lifting a pallet is exactly the same. Sometimes the simplest design really is the best. Small but absolutely mighty, the forklift is irreplaceable. Number 7, the motor grader. Here is a question: what is the difference between a great road and a terrible road? A lot of it comes down to preparation. Before asphalt or concrete is laid, the ground underneath must be perfectly, and I mean perfectly, level. Even tiny errors in slope and grade can cause massive problems years down the line. And preparing that perfect surface is the motor grader's job. The grader is a long machine with a large adjustable blade mounted in the middle between the front and rear wheels. This blade can be tilted, angled, raised, and lowered with extraordinary precision. As the grader drives forward, the blade shaves the ground, cutting high spots down and filling low spots in until the surface is exactly as flat and level as required. What does it do? It fine grades road surfaces, creating the perfect base for asphalt or concrete to be laid on top. It shapes drainage slopes, ensuring that rainwater flows off the road correctly rather than pooling and causing damage. It maintains dirt and gravel roads, regrading them after rain and use keeps them smooth and passable. And in winter, graders are fitted with large snowplow blades and used to clear snow from roads, highways, and airport runways. Where is it used? Highway and road construction, airport runway preparation, large parking lot construction, mining site road maintenance, rural road grading, and sports field preparation, where a perfectly level surface is critical. Expert insight. Operating a grader at a professional level is considered one of the most skilled jobs in the entire construction industry. A grader operator must maintain slope accuracy to within fractions of a degree across hundreds of meters of road. Even a 1% error in cross slope, which sounds tiny, can lead to serious drainage problems, accelerated pavement wear, and dangerous potholes appearing within just a few years of the road opening. The grader is the quiet perfectionist of construction. Number 8. The road roller. And here we are at number 8, the machine I promised would surprise you. Because when most people think of construction machines, they think of diggers and cranes and massive trucks. They do not usually think of the road roller. But here is the truth. Without the road roller, every single road, every runway, every parking lot, and every sports field would fall apart within months. The road roller, also called a compactor, is a heavy machine built around one purpose: compression. It uses its own enormous weight, often combined with vibration technology built into its drums, to compress whatever material lies beneath it. This could be soil, gravel, crushed stone, or asphalt. What does it do? It compacts soil and subbase layers, removing air pockets and loose particles that would cause the ground to shift and settle over time. It compacts asphalt, pressing the hot asphalt mix into a dense, smooth, hard-wearing surface. It creates the density and strength that makes a road able to handle thousands of vehicles driving over it every single day for decades. And without proper compaction at every layer of road construction, the road will crack, crumble, and develop potholes very quickly, no matter how good the materials are. Where is it used? Every road and highway in the world, every airport runway, every large car park, sports stadiums and their surrounding areas, railway embankments, dam construction, and any large-scale groundwork project. Jaw-dropping fact: a modern heavy road roller can weigh up to 20 metric tons. To help you picture that, it is heavier than 3 full-grown African elephants standing on your road at the same time. And on top of that weight, the vibrating drum versions shake at high frequency, delivering even more compaction force deep into the ground layers beneath. Here is why this surprises people. The road roller is the last machine on a construction site. After all the digging, grading, mixing, and paving, it is the road roller that delivers the final touch. It is the machine that takes everything that came before it and locks it all into place permanently. Without it, nothing lasts. The road roller is the silent finisher and arguably the most important machine of them all.